the magic mirror. That's what they do. That's what I did. They're learning from the best. This is our secret sauce, the Mono Amethyst Shimmering Skies. Mono Amethyst, that's right. It's only got Amethyst cards in it, and it's only got Maleficent cards for the characters. There's other stuff, like that's a Moana card. That's not a Maleficent card, but it's only got Maleficent characters, and that's pretty cool with us. This is probably one of my favorite Maleficents. When you play her on 3, you can draw a card. Good deal. This Maleficent, super aggro. This one pairs with Maleficent. When you play a character named Maleficent, you may look at the top card of your deck, put it on either top or bottom of your deck, so it makes you not dead draw. This one is all about moving damaged characters during your turn. Whenever you draw a card, you may move one damaged character from a chosen character to chosen opposing character. How are we going to draw more cards? It's with friends on the other side, and also bosses on the roll. It doesn't draw us cards. Never mind. But it gains us 1 lore, and it's a song, and we like that. So we put bosses on the roll and the card. There's 8 songs. There's 8 actions. There is a couple items, mostly this Queen's Mirror, because it can help us draw a card. But you know what does it way better is the Amethyst Chromacon, an inkable card that does the same thing. It just helps your opponent out just a little bit. Magic Mirror doesn't help your opponent. This one helps your opponent a little bit. This one doesn't. And then lots of locations, 12 locations, mostly because I want to play Elsa's Ice Palace. It's me. It's cool. I like it. Sure, they can take it out, but it's crazy if they only have 1 character on board. You play this, and then it says when you play this location, choose an exerted character. While this location is in play, that character can't ready at the start of their turn. Incredible. I hope I don't choose my own character, if you know what I'm saying. I might choose my own character. And this is Maleficent's abode. It's a 1/6 location that gains a lore. And it's here because we're playing Maleficent. It's not a good deck. It's a meme deck. Just trying to play the Mono Amethyst. You show up at locals with this. They say, what colors are you playing? You say, 1 color. Amethyst. It's got 20 uninkables. That's awfully high for a meme deck. And we can definitely take it down, but we got to play the mirrors, dude. We love the mirrors.
Things that we learned in this video. Purple Diablo is not it, fam. Number 2, Maleficent spelled backwards is still Maleficent. And number 3, need to do a real Maleficent blurple build. There's lots of good blue Maleficents out there. There's also the red one, the Monstrous Dragon. We don't talk about that one. We want to do a blurple Maleficent build. Look forward to that. I am.
We're kind of loving this hand, except for this mirror. Wish we didn't have that mirror. Wish we had a card like Friends on the Other Side. That's just what we get. They play Maleficent, and that's kind of crazy. We are going to ink a Queen's Castle. No. Ink a Maleficent. Ooh, maybe. Ink bosses on the roll. That's what we got to do. And then we're not going to play the Maleficent. We're going to play the Diablo. And then we pass the turn, because when we play a Maleficent, we get to look at the card. We're setting up an engine. They're just setting up lore, which might be better. All right. We ink a card. I think it's this Maleficent. And then we play a card. It's going to be the mirror. And then we pass the turn. They're going to be able to go to 6, and that's okay with us because we have other plans cooking. They play Friends on the Other Side. They're doing just better things than us. They quest. They're up at 4. They quest. They're up at 6. All right, we got the Chromacon. We are going to ink it. And then we will play our Maleficent. It's going to let us draw a card. Boom. And then Pico looks us at the top card of the deck. Put Diablo on the bottom of your deck. Yes, we don't want to draw that card. And then we will challenge and take out this Maleficent. There it is. She gone. And then we pass the turn. Ooh, 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 they play the same Maleficent. They have the same ideas, except for they're gaining a whole lot of lore. They play a Diablo. They have the same sort of ideas, but they're gaining a whole lot of lore. Our Maleficent shift is 6. We have to get up to 6 ink. We have to ink one of our only inkable cards. Or do we just sing right away? I think we just sing. Even though that can gain them 2. We're going to be okay. We draw 2. It's Elsa's Ice Palace. That's perfect. We're going to play Elsa's Ice Palace, and it's going to make this stay exerted. We can still ink a card. Is it going to be this one? Surely it's not the castle. That lets us draw cards. What do you mean we can play a card? We have something for one? Oh, we have Maleficent. And then we'll pass the turn. We're up at 4 ink. They're also up at 4 ink. They ink another card. They're up at 5 ink. They play a Maleficent. Incredible. But this Maleficent doesn't ready until they take out this location. Did they Elsa's Ice Palace us right back? Dude, what? Our shift is... What is our shift? Our shift is 6. We have to keep our ink up and not our funny up. But where does that leave us? We're in a bad spot, gamers. We're in a real bad spot, I'll be honest. We're going to draw a card with that, and then we will ink that. And then we will quest our Maleficent up to 3 lore. We have 1 ink. We're going to move our own Maleficent to the Ice Palace and pass the turn. We can shift Maleficent next time. When you play this character, for each of your Maleficent in turn, return a chosen opposing character, item, or location with cost 3 or less to their opponent's hand. So I definitely shouldn't have quested that. And then use this to shift next turn. And it can do 7 damage. Ugh. They're at Queen's Castle. We get bosses on the roll. We're going to ink it. We can play Queen's Castle. And then we can move Maleficent there. And then we pass the turn. But do they have game on board? They quest from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have game on board. We definitely got outplayed. Definitely should have started with the 1-drop and not the Diablo. Definitely should have gone aggro instead of going with our heart. There it is. There's the game. We're going to go again. We're going to try to beat the AI. Player 2 starts. We're not player 2. Get rid of our mirrors. That was a huge mistake. Maybe keep our Amethyst Chromacon because it was kind of cool. We can sing that. Kind of love this hand. I love it. I love it. There's no way they can beat us with this. Oh my gosh. They have the best start in the game. We will ink a card. For a bit amount. And then we pass the turn. They're going to be able to get 4 uncontested. They play the Queen's Mirror. The Magic Mirror. That's what they do. That's what I did. They're learning from the best. We can ink a card. I think it's going to be this Maleficent because it's going to be a while before we do other stuff. And then we play this Maleficent. The same Maleficent that we inked, we play. Because this one can take it out. And then also get us lore later. Like after I damage it, then it turns it basically into that. They're up at 3. They play friends on the other side. They're cooking. We get the best Maleficent to play instead of this one. Whenever this character quests, you may choose and discard a card to return chosen character, item, or location will cost 3 or less to their player's hand. We're going to get rid of the Chromacon and then play our Maleficent to draw a card. Yes, draw a card. There's a Maleficent. And then this one is going to challenge into there. No more free lore for you. And then we pass the turn. I have 4 ink. They play Elsa's Ice Palace. This is permanently exerted now, unless we challenge into it. Which we might do, or we might friends on the other side. But if we have this one down in a couple turns, then we'll be okay. We're going to ink bosses on the roll. And then we play this Maleficent. We want to save our card draw for when we have this Maleficent on board. And then we will challenge into the Ice Palace, trying to get our other Maleficent safe. They're up at 5 because this gains them a lore when it's in play. They hard play friends on the other side and look like we're in a good spot. They play the Forbidden Mountain. There's Maleficent. we are going to ink Maleficent. Is that what we want to do? Play it Maleficent. Is that what we want to do? And then we will go ahead and challenge the Ice Passel. And then we will just quest. If I discard a card, I can bounce that back to their hand. So we will do that. We are going to do discard or mirror to bounce the Forbidden Mountain to their hand. And then we pass the turn. They're up at 6 ink and they play the Forbidden Mountain. It's right back, and then they play Elsa's Ice Palace. Ew, yuck. We have enough to shift your girl now. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to ink her, and then we shift. It says when you play this character, for each of your characters in Maleficent play, return chosen opposing character, item, or location will cost 3 or less to their opponent's hand, which is all of these. So we will play a card, the Maleficent. I think we can play it on her. And then we can bounce this, and bounce this, because we have 4 Maleficents in play. And then we can still do other stuff. We can sing. Draws us 2 cards. Maleficent and Pico de Gallo. We can quest for 2. And we can quest for 2. We're up at 6. And we're full build now. We get to draw a card whenever it quests. Is that right? Whenever this card quests, you may draw a card. Lovely. Great to know. They play Elsa's Ice Palace and then make our Elsa stay exerted. We get a Maleficent. So we are going to play a Diablo. Play a Diablo. Play a Maleficent. The Maleficent lets us look at the top card. Do we want this one? Yes. It goes on to the top of our deck. Then we play this Diablo. And it looks at the top card. Yes. And we can just hard play Friends on the other side. Because we're pretty far ahead at this point. We get our own Forbidden Mountain. We're going to ink it. And we can challenge a couple things. Challenge into Elsa. Need to take out that one so we can get back to business. And then we're just a bunch of challengers here, dude. And then we pass the turn. Oh, they bounced in Elsa back, or Maleficent, sorry. The Maleficent Battle of the Century. If we play this Maleficent onto a Maleficent, we can bounce those 2. I like it. If we play this Maleficent onto this Maleficent, we can bounce these 2 locations back to their hand. And then Picos will trigger. Exert chosen opposing character. Yes, please. Put it at bottom of deck. Not a chance. Put it at bottom of deck. Not a chance. Then we will sing. With this one. To draw us the 2 cards. It'll give us our last ditch effort. Is it a song? It's an action. We'll ink a Maleficent. Play a Maleficent. Look at all these Maleficents. Looks at the top card of the deck. Boss is on a roll. To the bottom of the deck, please. Looks at the top card of the deck. It's Elsa's Ice Palace. That is perfect. No, we don't want it on the bottom. We want to prank them next turn. We can quest stuff. We out here quested. Ba, ba, ba. We're up to 14. And we pass the turn. They have last ditch effort. It's going to exert our Maleficent. They quest for 2. They play a Forbidden Mountain. and they play a Forbidden Mountain, a huge surprise. We are going to play the Ice Palace to make them stay exerted. We're going to challenge the locations and one-shot them because I do 7 damage. Boom. Challenge. 7 damage. And then we can play Maleficent. Put it to the bottom of our deck, please. Elsa's Ice Palace, don't mind if I do. That one's going to not go to the bottom of our deck. And then we are going to pass the turn. So we can Elsa Ice Palace ourselves. They play a Magic Mirror. They have a Maleficent surprise. We're up at 15 because of our Elsa's Ice Palace. And then we are going to exert it with Maui. So we will play Maui. The last ditch effort. It's going to exert their Maleficent. We get plus Challenger to this Maleficent. And then we play the card Elsa's Ice Palace, which is going to keep this Maleficent exerted permanently until Elsa's Ice Palace is gone off the board. And then we pass the turn and say, they play a shift. No, they just play Maleficent, and then they get to bounce 2 cards. But they stay exerted with our Elsa's Ice Palace. It's a good deal. We'll play our Maleficent. It gets us this Maleficent. We're going to not keep it on top of our deck so we can see other cards. I don't know how that works. And then we will play a Maleficent. Oh, it's a Maleficent. We're not going to bottom deck that one. We're going to keep it. We're going to not put that on the bottom. And then we're going to play a swing into action, giving Rush to this Maleficent. And then she is going to challenge with all of her might into this Maleficent, doing 1 damage to her and doing 7 back to her. And then we'll pass the turn. It's just how it goes. These Maleficents are stuck because of Elsa's Ice Palace. They play a Maleficent. Wow. We're up at 19 lore. We draw Maleficent. Which character to take 1 damage? We'll move 1 damage from here to here. Zuga Booga. Which character to take 1 damage from? We'll move a damage from here to here. Thanks to this ability and this ability. We will play Maleficent onto this Maleficent, bouncing Maleficent and Magic Mirror. There it is. We played a Maleficent, so we get to look at the top deck. That one to the bottom of our deck. The next card, Magic Mirror. That one we want. That's not going to go to the bottom of our deck. And then we're going to pass the turn. When they pass, Elsa's Ice Palace will win us the game. And then we say, mwah, ah, 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 mwah, ah, 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 ah. That's the game. We're at 21 lore. Thanks for watching. Sometimes mono decks are cool. Sorry I didn't play this against a real deck. But Maleficent versus Maleficent, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. We'll see y'all tomorrow.